Hello and good morning, everyone. Thank you. Sorry, we are now in the afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. It's such an honor to host you all today. I believe that you are as pumped up as I am because trust me, we're not going to return home the same way we came today. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Thank you. So, it's another virtual session from Newton Academy. Sorry, a minute, please. Okay, it's another virtual session from Newton Academy, and today we are going to be driving into one of the brains behind business. This is not just how to do digital work, but how to think like a strategist and lead like a creative entrepreneur. So let's start with something very real. Let's be honest with ourselves. Many digital entrepreneurs in Africa today, most especially in Nigeria, are grinding, but are finding it hard to, see balance and growth, right? But we are here today to learn not just how to think, but how to scale through. It's not enough to know the skill, but we want to learn more on how to scale the business or how to scale whether you are a vocational entrepreneur or you're a digital entrepreneur or you are a techpreneur. You know what I mean? Someone who does the coding, the writing, the design, and all of that. It's not enough to have mastered the skill, but we want to learn the systems, we want to learn the strategy that is needed to scale. So if you are ready to go beyond execution and become the mind behind growth, this webinar is your next blueprint. I believe that what we are going to learn today will give us insight into how we'll delve and evolve into becoming digital strategists. I mean, the ones who command higher fees. When you become a digital strategist, then you'll be bold enough to negotiate your prices. You'd be bold enough to charge higher. You'd be bold enough to lead teams. And then you'll be able to shape industries. You won't just sit in the local, then you'll be able to grow into shaping industries, right? So our speaker today is not just a thought leader, she's a trailblazer. With years of experience in digital business development, financial growth strategies, and empowering marginalized voices, she is here to help you shift from survival to significance in the digital economy. Backstory: I listened to a podcast interview where where she was interviewed rather, and she shared a story of how she started a business with just 5,000 naira and has grew it into a multi-millionaire brand. So today, if you've ever asked yourself, what's next after learning the skills? What's next after, knowing the trade? What's next after learning this vocation? I'm a tailor, I'm a shoemaker, I'm a content writer. What's next after this? So, with years of experience in digital business development and financial strategies, how to, save up and, you learn, don't let me go too deep. We are going to learn how to move from doing to leading, from working in business to working on the business. So, I want you to grab your pen, grab your energy. I want all the energy in the room and get ready to take notes that could change your journey. Because after this webinar, I'm sure that you think or act the same way again. So I guess I've done enough of searing your heart and I've been able to do justice with pumping your heart up for what's to come. Please let's welcome the one and the only Elsa Bankole. Guys, let me see your virtual claps rolling in. It's a pleasure to host you, ma'am. We are more than glad to have you here with us today and to steal a little from your wealth of experience in this thing called entrepreneurship. By the way, I haven't told you this, your name really fascinates me, Elsa. So, yeah, let's give her the room, please. Let's clap. Let's encourage her as she starts our session.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome, ma.
When you were reading the bio, I was wondering who you were describing, if it was me or another person. Should my video be on?
It's you. Yes, if you'd like to show us just like you can, but if not,
Okay, I don't have a slide.
I would.
I just was asking. Okay,
Okay, your face, yes. If you would like to see your beautiful face, ma'am.
okay. Hello. Okay, so before I begin, I'd like to know what everyone here does so that I can tailor whatever I'm talking about to your current realities. So if you can just type in the chat section what you do for a living, and then we'll move from there. Okay, I'm waiting for you guys. Can everyone hear me? Just to be certain. One is responding. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
we can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Comfort said she's a copywriter. Okay, anyone else? Think about hear from everyone. A content creator. Nice to meet you. Mm, Still waiting for more responses. Oh, a civil engineer. That's very serious. So, like, there are serious occupations and they're really take doctor, engineer, people as an adult. Well, people like us, yes. Here, here. Okay, the others. Let me just briefly introduce myself. My name is Elsa Bankole. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the founder of a jewelry. It's called Elsa Lagos. My name and then Lagos at the back, Elsa Lagos. So, Comfort invited me here today to speak about being an entrepreneur in the digital space. I had to take some time to uh, gather my thoughts on the subject because it's not really something I've used to discuss in the past. I would like this conversations to be a bit speaking to on mute and um, respond if necessary. Okay, we have more. It says exchange. That means joy is a health. Okay, so make so I will just share from my experience and we'll go from there if you have any questions. Okay, so like Comfort said, I started my business with 5,000 naira. So a little backstory. One day I was just being broke or to call my family members for money and depending on other people basically. So I asked my cousin for a loan. I took a loan of 5,000 naira and I went to the market. I got some items and I sold them. And that's basically how my business started. When I started my business, I was basically just trading, like when you said it, that's basically trading. And that's what a lot of people do. And they think they're entrepreneurs or they think they're going to get ahead that way. But after a while, after I that age, a certain there's certain that you your business just being a trader to being an entrepreneur or to being a business person. And one of those platforms that I think everybody here is on is social media, right? So can somebody just share with me their favorite social media platform? My favorite, I'll go first. My favorite social media platform is Instagram. So does anybody else want to share? You can unmute and just speak. That's fine. Or should I call names?
Okay, let me go also.
Okay,
So
thank
I
you.
think I was comfortable with Facebook. It's easy to navigate, and all of that. So, but then I also like Facebook because as I post on Facebook, it's automatically sent to Instagram. So it's like two in one thing because they are intertwined. So yeah, that's why I love it.
Okay. Surprise. Let me surprise you. Let me not say he. Sorry. But surprises TikTok. Personally, I don't understand that app. I'll reach out to you to teach me. Someone said Ademola is LinkedIn. Hmm. Very, very serious person. Because that LinkedIn is for serious people. Denaya is with me. So I brought that up is because people go to them for different things. I mean, LinkedIn is popular if you are looking for a job, if you are trying to establish yourself as a thought leader. TikTok, I usually see that if I want to laugh, if I want to learn how to maybe do a dance routine, if I just want to have a nice time. Instagram is for me. I use it to catch up with my friends from secondary school. Let me go to their page, see who is getting married, who is engaged, all those kind of things, right? So WhatsApp to talk to your friends and family. But underestimated with all these social media platforms is that you can do business on every single one of them, even Snapchat. In fact, LinkedIn, even Pinterest. I don't think there's any social media platform that cannot be utilized for your benefits. Whether you have a corporate job, whether you have, sorry, whether you have a corporate job, whether you're an looking for what it is, these social media platforms, places where you can leverage and expose yourself to the world, right? So back to my story. After selling offline for a couple of months, almost a year, I decided to move my business to social media. And that was the first step in basically utilizing digital resources to get to where I am today. With WhatsApp and Instagram, I was just posting, right? Um, there was no structure to it basically. You're just putting your things out there and whoever sees it and if they want to buy, fine. But it goes deeper than that because now everybody knows that you have to create content. I think someone said the content creator, wasn't I right? So now they are content creators. Nobody is just showing up on social media anyhow. You have to package yourself. You have to um, tell stories, speak to your audience, connect to your audience, create communities, and there are just different layers to it that elevates you from the person that is in Lagos Island selling dresses and the person that is on Instagram selling those same dresses, right? And I see a lot of time people say things like, "Oh, if you're like, I will never buy from an internet vendor, maybe an Instagram vendor or something because the prices are higher or they're just trying to cheat you of your money or whatever. But when you look at it critically from the angle that I have presented, you're no longer just giving somebody a product or a service in exchange for money. You are speaking to their emotions. You are going to where they are. You are now on social media with them. You are entertaining them. You are educating them. You are basically building a community with that person. So you cannot be, you are offering more value. Yeah. So therefore you can actually ask for more monetary compensation. So that's what I'll say about that. And after a while of being on social media and everything, I went for a conference of some sort, and the speaker said we're all living on borrowed land. And that really piqued my interest because I'm like, what do you mean borrowed land? So now all these social media platforms you've mentioned, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, you don't own any of them. Mark Zuckerberg can wake up one day and take down your page, and there's nothing you can do about it. If there's anyone that has witnessed that, you can just wave your hand. They'll just take down your page, it's gone. You have to start again. Or maybe, okay, so Comfort has experienced that, yeah. Or maybe you're managing the brand for a brand, a page for a brand or something. Or you even heard of your friends that just suddenly woke up and lost their pages, right? And that really got me worried because I'm like, if they take down my page, like starting from ground zero is not going to be easy. People will be able to find you and all of that. And that's when I took it a notch higher and I built my website. So this is still using the digital tools available to in any aspect, in anything you are doing, basically. I'm not going to limit it to just business, but because I'm a business person, I will come from that angle. So I built my website. I paid for a domain. I paid for hosting. I paid a developer to. So now, even if one day my page on Instagram gets taken down, a website that cannot be taken down because this is mine. I now own land on the internet. Do you understand? So this is just like a brief summary of how I've been able to leverage on digital products to get to where I am as a business person. And really, it doesn't matter what you are doing. If this person, if you're an engineer, if you're an architect, if you're a content creator, there are so many ways to leverage on all these things to get from where you are to where you want to be. So yeah, I don't know if there's any other thing Comfort would like me to speak about.
Wow. Uh, Trust me, I was just typing it and then you um asked this question. I was just typing in what actually caught my fancy of the illustration you gave of us living on a borrowed land. I haven't thought about it in that dimension, and that's very, very valid. Like anytime Instagram can just like decide to, it could be an hashtag you use, and then that could be
Mhm.
what will sanction your page and all of now as an entrepreneur who is trying to make use of technology that we have nowadays and who is thinking future forward. I love what you said that we should not just say I want to build on social media alone. I don't just want to build on Instagram, TikTok and the rest alone, but I also want to create a domain, have a proper, well-designed website for my brand. That is very profound, and I hope that everyone got that as well. So yes, just for I know that there are people here who has listened to your story, what you shared on how you started as a student, and how you were able to balance it with business. I'm sure that it must have been kind of hard, especially when you're just getting started, right? So can you just like give us a little tip on of course, I'm sure there might be a student or two here who would like to know how to create that balance, how to strike that balance. I'm trying not to be a mediocre student in my academics, right? But at the same time, I'm building this business I know that would last me beyond school time. I want to continue this business even after school, but I don't want to fail in either of the two. So how can I strike a balance in this?
Okay. First, are there any students here? You can just wave or type an emoji in the comments or something. Let me know who I'm speaking to. Um, okay, we have all right. Oh, awesome, awesome. Okay, so to all the students here, I just want to tell you that it's possible. I actually graduated with a first class from University of Lagos, and I started my business in 100 level. So my friends would tell me that I'm a picture of possibilities. You can really do both. You can have both. You can do both. It is possible. So that's the first thing that I usually tell students to have at the back of their minds. You don't have to choose one. You don't. It doesn't have to be this or that. You can have a business and you can also be an excellent business. And you can have a business and right. But how did I do it? It all boils down to time management. And even if you are currently working and trying to have a side hustle or just a one job, these principles like they encompass every single situation. If you know how to manage your time properly, you can do anything. Everybody has the same 24 hours, right? And in that 24 hours, some people are making billions and some people are just getting by different between the two of them. It comes down to what they're using their time to do, how they are um, planning their activities, what they are doing within the 24 hours that they are given, right? So I'm just going to briefly talk about a principle I learned early on. It's called the, let me confirm the name, Eisenhower quadrant. So I'm just going to type that in the chat. Give me a second. So basically, what this time quadrant means is that you divide all your tasks into four quadrants, into four categories rather. Okay, so there are four categories when it comes to anything you have to do in your life. There are the urgent items, something that is urgent means it has to be immediately. There are the important items. Um, there are the not important. Okay, I've gotten. So let me type it here for you. Eisenhower matrix. So if you Google, I'll put it in the chat box. So if you type it on Google in the image section, you will see the picture of what I'm trying to explain. So there are four quadrants basically. Can I share my screen so that I can see this? Okay, let me do that. Okay, please let me know when you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Okay, yes. Okay, so let me type it here and we'll see. Okay, can we see this? Can somebody unmute and just let me know if they can see my screen?
Yes, we
Okay,
can see your screen, ma.
okay, awesome. So this is the Eisenhower decision matrix, right? So you divide your task into four categories. If it is urgent and if it is important, you do it immediately. Like you don't procrastinate, you don't put it off till later, you do it immediately. So something that might be urgent and important, maybe you have class assignment office. The next quadrant is it's not urgent but it's important. So if you have an assignment that is due next week Friday, you don't have to do it immediately. So what you're going to do is you're going to open your calendar and schedule a time to do it. I make use of alarms a lot and my calendar a lot. So you don't leave your brain because your brain is a limited resource, right? So you schedule time to do it. Then the third quadrant is if it is urgent but it's not important, you delegate it so somebody can do it for you. So this is where um hiring comes into play. You cannot do everything as a business owner or even as a regular person. No man is an island, right? So let's say um you need to wash plates or you need to wash your clothes, like your laundry is overflowing in the basket. But you can't really do it right now. But if you don't do it today, you will not have clothes to wear tomorrow. You can delegate. You can take it to any wash or laundromat or pay somebody to do it for you. So that's urgent, but right? And then the last thing is it is not urgent, it is not important. You can delete it, you can eliminate it, right? So that way, when you group your tasks into these four quadrants, you find out that you're making better use of your time per time. Um, you are not doing things that are not urgent when you're supposed to be doing urgent things. You are not wasting your time on things that you can easily delegate or outsource. For example, in my business now, I personally don't have time to create content for TikTok or Instagram. I have more important things to do. I have to procure products. I have to take pictures. I have to update my website. So there's no time for me to start dancing on TikTok. So I outsource it. I delegate it. It's important because it's social proof, but I don't have to be the one to do it. So I delegate it. There are also things that I don't even do at all because there's no time to do it at the moment and they are not important or urgent. So this is one hack that even now that I've graduated, I still use it because time is a limited resource and it is everybody has the same amount of time. So you have to use it wisely, basically. So I hope everybody understood like what I said. Please let me know.
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you very much for that feedback. Okay.
Wow, wow, amazing. Thank you so much because I know, of course, that this is one of the major issues that the new age entrepreneur face. We want to do everything by ourselves. We want to be the savior and everything. We are the content creator, we are the video editor, we are the writer, we are the one brainstorming and everything. Then when do you have time for yourself? I'm sure the output will not be 100% because you are burning out, you are burning yourself, you are doing a lot, and that is definitely going to affect the business. So I love the idea of the four quadrants to manage our time. You analyze that there should be important, not urgent, urgent and important, not
Not
important
important,
and
not
not urgent.
urgent.
So just divide everything and know what to do per time, right? That is very profound. And then I love another thing you mentioned about disseminating work, outsourcing. You can't do everything, even to your house chore. When you see that you have business work to do and you also have house chore, how do you balance these things together? Then you know that you have to call someone. So when you don't have the time, you use money, your currency, another currency to pay. And just permits me to add this. I was just scrolling through Facebook today, and then someone mentioned something very profound as well, especially for starters, for people who are just starting in the creative industry. Now that you are just a newbie, you're just starting out, I feel and I know that you still have a lot of time at hand. That currency, you still have it. Now that you have it, spend it. You have it now because you don't have much responsibility. You don't have people asking you to submit this work and all of that. You don't have much clients to submit tasks to. Now that you have that, work harder, strain yourself the more, stretch, do all the crazy job, be crazy about knowledge, like read books. This is the time you have because all of these things will be what will compound in years to come. They will be what will guide you in years to come. They'll be the knowledge that will replenish you when you don't have the time again. So build for the decades to come. Thank you so much, Ma'am Elsa. So another question that I know that will be in the heart of, many others to ask again is sorry, permit me to check where I noted them. So another question I want to ask is, what advice can you give to entrepreneurs learning new tools? And I mean, when I say learning new tools, I mean with the way the world is going digital with lots of technological advancements, how can they balance this with executing consistently? I want to consistently post. You mentioned about outsourcing, but even with that, when I don't have the money as a newbie to actually hire people, how do I manage? I mean, still create this balance. I'm still the only one that can do it. Maybe if I have an assistant, it will be maybe either of my siblings or my friends, right? So how can I actually do this? I want to be consistent. I want to execute consistently using technological tools. How do I do that?
Okay, so I would just say that every day something new is coming up. And I don't know if I'll say luckily or unluckily, we're in a third world country, which means that before those things will catch up to where it's like before it gets to how it is, it's going to take a while. So that we can use that to our advantage for now. But before I explain what I mean, I want to say that we need to avoid shiny object syndrome. So let me explain. You know, when you have a baby in the house or whatever, you buy a new toy. For the first couple of minutes, that toy is their prized possession. But if you're eating and they smell the food, they'll drop the toy and come and ask me for your food. And maybe after you finish eating, you are washing plates, they hear the sound of water, they are distracted, they drop your food, or they forget about you and your food, and they want to play with the water. That's how babies are. That's actually how human beings are. We don't ever outgrow it. So today you hear that, oh, there's ChatGPT. Everybody runs there. Before they've even uncovered what it means, before they've explored all the possibilities available on ChatGPT, somebody is saying that, oh, there's DeepSeek AI. Sham, everybody runs there. Before they even understand what DeepSeek can do, they say, oh, there's Claude AI. Everybody's running there. They now say, oh, digital marketing is raining. They move. They say, digital marketing is not raining again. Oh, now you need to be a media buyer. All these fancy terms, shiny object syndrome. People just keep jumping from pillar to post without ever mastering anything. So we need to be conscious of that and to avoid it. There's a popular saying that says, um, jack of all trades, master of none. It is also possible to know all the trades. You are not even a jack self. You just know about them, but there is no one that you are particularly proficient in. And that's another thing to take note of. So what I'm going to say is that you don't know everything. You are just one person. People that become famous or popular are people that focused on being experts in a particular thing. Have you ever heard of a famous general doctor? Anybody? What you hear of is a famous neurosurgeon, a famous optician, famous cardio, what they call those heart doctors, heart surgeons. These are people that specialize in one thing. A famous gynecologist. They specialize and say, okay, this heart, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to understand. Even if it is not popular right now, this is what I'm going to focus on and understand through and through. Your expertise will never go out of style unless that is no longer useful. And that's when you also need to know when to pivot, when to change direction. So if, for example, now that AI is coming up and everything, you want to learn one, pick one. Because there's always going to be new AI platforms. But the thing that we forget is that the current AI platforms are also continuously improving. ChatGPT of today is not ChatGPT of last year, right? There's always something new that they are unveiling or uncovering. So you can just sit with one tool, one digital tool, and learn it thoroughly. Your expertise will always be needed. When content creation became really popular and everything, there was CapCut, there was InShot, so many editing apps, right? and everybody was just flying up and down trying to know all of them. But now there are people that are very, very, very good at CapCut. Like if you see their work on CapCut, you will not believe. You think they use them Adobe or Photoshop to do it, right? Because they took out time to focus on that. You also notice this when it comes to influencers. There are Instagram influencers, there are TikTok influencers, there are Facebook influencers. You hardly see an influencer that is famous on every single platform, unless they're a celebrity though. There will always be that one platform that favors them more than the others, and they focus on that. You can be double in all the others and like be present just for relevance, but there's that one particular one that is paying you, and that's what you need to focus your energy on. And then you also mentioned about not you don't always have to delegate to a human. If, for example, I need to create content, I need to write captions, I need to take product, I need to edit maybe a newsletter. Grammarly can edit my newsletter for me. ChatGPT can come up with the caption for the content while I'm shooting the content. I've delegated. It doesn't always have to be, let me hire an executive assistant and paying the person 100,000 per month. You have to delegate smartly. You understand? If you have people around you that look up to you, or people that you are trying to let me use the word disciple. Maybe there are people that are always asking you questions like, oh, how can I learn this thing you're doing? You can also use them as interns, so they gain experience. You are able to delegate. So I hope that answers the question.
Wow, wow. So honestly, that was profound. Thank you so much, Mamel. So from what you said, I was able to gain like a lot of things. You said avoid shining object syndromes, and the illustration you gave is very, very profound. Like we cannot outlive it, as you mentioned. Truly, no matter how old we grow, we need to specialize. Of course, we've not heard of a a known, or how do I put it now, general doctor, as you mentioned. So I love this quote that you use, that your expertise will never go out of style. So all we just need is a staying power, the discipline to stay on one thing and remain on it. When we fail, when it goes well, whatever situation, the season or timing, just remain on it, be good at it, be known for it. Then after some time you can decide to move, to then go into something else, right? I love that. You also mentioned something about delegating smartly, that we don't always need to pay people, when especially when we don't have the means to fund that. We can use of tools. Technology is now available to us all. ChatGPT is available. We can just input some prompts into ChatGPT, and then it's going to help us with that. We can batch create. As a content creator, you can try to use a day to create, this content. ChatGPT can help you with ideas and all of that. Thank you so much, Ma'am Elsa. So another question I would like to ask is, many people today have digital skills, they have the physical skills, they have vocational skills, but struggle to monetize them. What's usually the missing link about that? What's usually the missing link?
Okay, when it comes to monetizing, uh, I think that the first issue is that people don't know the value they offer. So sometimes people say things like, oh, before 2024, 2023, if somebody says that, oh, my talent is that I know how to tell stories, people are like, okay, so how would that one help you in life, right? But now, storytelling is so popular. It's such an important aspect of content creation because now people know the value in it, right? You can be scrolling on Twitter and you just see something like, You guys not believe what happened to me today. And you're like, what happened to you today? And then best, or let me even use a popular person, Maraji. Maraji is a proper storyteller. Like she tells stories for a living and she gets paid heavily for it. You'll just be watching one of her skits and you'll not know that you're being advertised to. Next thing you'll be hearing, so if you want to send dollars to your loved ones in Nigeria, download this app and you're like, ah, how did we get here? Because she's such a good storyteller. How did she monetize that? She knew the value she was offering and made it known to people around her as well. So let's say you maybe you're really good at colors. You know that, or you're really good at dressing, like your style is impeccable. When you go to church, everybody's like, I love your outfit. Like you always get compliments. And you're thinking, I'm so broke, what am I going to do? Because you don't see the value in what you're doing. People are out there always looking like, what can I wear with this top? How can I look good on my wedding day? How do I dress for my birthday photo shoot? Just like that, if you position yourself with a solution, and this is the value you're offering, that, oh, I'm a stylist, I can style anything you have in your wardrobe. And then you go on, you start creating videos where, like, okay, if you have a white top, you can pair it with, these are 5 ways to style it, or whatever. People start seeing the value in what you're offering and they're willing to pay for it. I think the second issue people have with monetizing their skills or talents is that they're afraid to ask for money. um just like I said that we should learn to delegate when there are too many things on our plate, everybody's mind first went to the fact that they have to pay someone. Like if you want to delegate a task, that means you have to pay someone for it. That's how most people think. So if you're not afraid to say, I can do this for you in exchange for this amount, you'll find out that there are people that are actually willing to pay you to take those things off their table, right? So I mean, a lot of business coaches or a lot of social media coaches will say things like, "Oh, don't sound too salesy. It's not every time buy, buy, buy. Um, don't be too pushy about what you're selling or what you're doing." And then people go to the other extreme where they don't even talk about money at all. And that's a problem. You need to know how to balance it properly. Let people know that, yes, this is what I do. I have a rate card for my services. This is the value I'm offering. This is what you're going to get out of it. And you're not begging, you are literally offering them a service. If you're offering them value in exchange for money, just like any other business. So um let me just recap. Value, you need to know the value you're offering. You need to be able to explain that value to people. You put yourself out there, let people know what it is you do. Don't be afraid to attach a price to your product. Not the one that when people reach out to you to say, oh, can you do this for me? Not say, I don't even know what to charge you now. Like, you need to be confident in it. If you reach to an influencer, they tell you that, for one post is 200,000. Said it, they put it out there. They have value. They have evidence backing up their work, and then it's up to you to decide whether you're going to pay for it or not. And the fact is, there will always be someone out there that needs your services or the value you're offering. So yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Ma'am Elsa. Well, I mean, these are subtle truths that we shy away from, especially that part of us being afraid to charge for value. Most people go with the mindset of, oh, I don't want it to feel like I'm illegally taking money from people. No, you're not doing that. You're actually exchanging value for value. I give you what I know and you pay me for it. It's not free. I don't know it for free. Even if it's a gift, I actually continue to practice and become better before I'm able to offer it. And then another thing that is very key that I feel most people um are ignorant of is the fact that we don't know the value we carry. We don't know the value we offer. And as we don't know, people don't also know because we are just out there sharing trends, sharing. Today we show up as a video editor, tomorrow we show up as a writer, and then people are confused about what truly we have or the value we offer. They don't know what our brand is. So we should position ourselves for something that people can point at and say, this is what this person is. Even if you do 10 things at a time, let them know that if you go to this page, this person is a writer, this person is a voiceover artist, this person is a data analyst, and I'm a data analyst, but I can, come to become a video editor and other things because they are kind of interconnected. So we should position ourselves with a solution that is noticeable, a solution that is unique. Yes. And then don't be afraid to attach money to the value you offer. And then as you are offering, the reason why most of us are not getting monetized is because we've become a a page for freebies. Every time you are doing giveaway, give birthday giveaway, Christmas giveaway, Valentine giveaway. So you have nurtured your audience to become people who are accustomed to freebies. Every time they come to your page, it's only free things they are looking out for. So you did not train your audience to want to pay. Let them know that this is a paid opportunity. Whatever I'm posting here, these are my rate card. I'm not here to give you free. There's someone that I know that he charged people to view his WhatsApp status. Can you see that? He has trained his audience, and he has rate card. So if you want to view for like a month, you have to pay, and if you want to view for, he even has like VIP, or this kind of standard. Do you get? They have values. Position yourself as a value and be known for value. I am a writer and I want people to know me as a writer. It's not like I would know for myself that I am a writer, but people are seeing me as a video editor. No, let's not confuse ourselves. We can be all of those things, but be known uniquely for something. Thank you, Ma Elsa, for pointing all of these things to us. Thank you so much. So, one other question I would like to ask, because we are far behind schedule now, we're just going to like try to rush it. What's one financial mistake most new digital entrepreneurs make, and how can they fix it?
I think this one, everybody starts like this. Some people never outgrow it though, and that they don't have a business account. So of course, when you first start, the first thing on your mind is not to go and register your business, open bank accounts, because it's kind of capital intensive. But even if you should have, I don't know any Nigerian that has less than 3 bank accounts. So they'll have OPay, they'll have GT, and they'll have maybe Access Bank. You cannot use all three to collect business money. You cannot also use all three as your personal account. So when you start a business or you start anything, any endeavor, every account should have a specific purpose. You cannot say that, okay, my OPay is going to collect all money from business transactions, right? And then my Access Bank is going to be for my personal funds, and then GTB can be for savings or whatever. When people learn how to separate their money like this, they will cover more ground. It's a very common mistake when people start this. They start making money, you see them, and the next thing they're buying car. And you're like, as a business person, I always like break it down like, how many things, maybe you sell clothes. I'm like, how many clothes would this person have sold profits to buy that item? But then I realized that people were not using their profits to buy things. They were using their business money, like everything. So they're selling clothes maybe worth 100,000, and maybe they bought the clothes 50,000. The profit is 50,000, right? But most people don't think like that. Once they sell that dress of 100,000, they take the whole 100,000 and use it to do oblate or something. And it costs businesses a lot, because next time you want to restock, but next time you want to buy something for business, there's no money. And you're wondering like, well, I'm selling now. You're selling, but you're using your money wrong way. You are not separating business money from your personal finances or anything. Some people will have emergencies, and because they've never saved, they'll not say, okay, let me just quickly sell two dresses now, and then I'll be able to pay for this thing. How will the business survive when you keep using the blood to feed yourself or feed other things? So I think that's one common mistake.
Wow, thank you, Ma. Thank you. I know these questions have been quite relatable, and I'm sure that we're all, jotting down and taking notes. We're not just writing, we're writing with the mindset to execute, to do. We're writing with the mindset to start to make changes after this session. Thank you once again, Ma'am Elsa. So you mentioned that we should learn to save, because when you save, you cover more ground. That is very key. You cover more ground because when you invest what you earn, when you invest your profit into back into your business grows even better. And we should not just like always spend and spend and spend and forget investing. Thank you. Also create business accounts for different purposes. All right. Thank you so much for that. So, I think we'll have two more questions. The next one I would like to ask is, what digital trends can our audience today, digital entrepreneurs, start learning now to stay ahead in 2025 and beyond? The year is running to an end. It could be anything mindset, financial literacy, and all of that. What can we, you know, put in mind? What can we start to learn now to stay ahead in this year?
Hmm, there are a couple of things to take into consideration when you want to learn anything. You need to think ahead, like in the next 5, 10 years, will these things still be relevant? How relevant would it be? You also need to look at the country you're in, especially if you don't plan to jackpot. There is a way that you can learn something that makes you not relatable to the average Nigerian. Social media shrinks our world in the sense that we think that everybody has access to the same information that we have, and that's not true. So we need to stay grounded, or in Twitter lingua, touch grass, to know the current realities and how to stay relevant. So, but some digital trends that we can learn to stay ahead. The first thing will be storytelling. Everybody loves a good story. That's why we watch movies, that's why we read books, that's why we go on social media. Everybody has a story to tell, and in as much as we may want to deny it, we are amiable in one way or the other. There are pages on social media that make money from gossip. Like all they do is amiable. You know them. I don't want to mention any of their names. But storytelling is so important. It is like it's such an integral part of society that it can never go out of style no matter what. Everybody is looking for a story, and everybody connects more if they know your story. There's this lady that sells jewelry. She's very popular. I'm sure you've all heard of Buzz Jewelry. But the day that brand I really understood, or the day I really connected with the brand, in as much as I sell jewelry myself, was the day I found out that Buzz, BOZ, is the initial, or they are the initials of her late son. So she named the brand after her son that passed. And that just made it more real. This is not an esoteric, like it's not a strange thing. It's not like something that is not relatable. Like this is somebody that has loved and lost. She builds this as a legacy to this person. Knowing that story just made me like the brand more. So everybody has a story. I started this meeting by telling you my story of how I started my business in 100 level, limited funds, and now I've grown into a point where I have a website and it's feeding me, it's paying my rent, and basically everything that I am today. I'm here speaking to you because I built my business from there to where it is now. That's the story. And that's the story that you need to tell your audience. You need to you need to be able to tell it in different ways. You need to be able to connect to your community. You need to always see the story in everything. If you're a storyteller, there is really 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you always be relevant. And you can find stories in every single thing I do. And the next thing I would like to talk about that everybody should learn is AI. I know we've all heard it a lot, we've heard it so much. And there are really different things that AI can do. Pick one, learn one. If it is Canva, there's AI on Canva now. You can master it, you can learn it, you can become an authority in that field. You can learn how to use ChatGPT for so many other things than what is common. Just asking it questions. You can explore, research on how to use AI for something unique. Environment that's from now, nobody will from you. So I'll say those two.
Hmm. Thank you so much. Those two are actually very how do I put it? Evergreen. Evergreen. Storytelling has been from ages, from way back, and people are still using it, and it's not going to ever, leave. It's something that we cannot outlive, really. Thank you for that, because no, regardless of, okay, let me put it this way: you can be doing the same thing hundreds of people are doing, but your story will make you stand out. Your story will make
Exactly.
people connect better with you. So that's what Mama Elsa is trying to say. So don't be afraid that, oh, this brand or this niche, yeah, this niche I'm in is so saturated. Everyone is into coding, everyone is into writing, everyone is into this business. What can I do to stand out? Your story will make you stand out, and people will connect personally with you. So share your story through your brand when you post, all of that. It keeps you and make you relevant. Another thing is AI. The fear that everyone is having now is AI is coming to take our business from us. AI is coming to take this from us. AI is not coming to take anything from you if you know how to use AI. AI is only going to take your business from you if you do not know how to use it. So the business will remain. AI is just here to help you build your business better. So learn to use AI. Pick one AI tool you need to know, master the craft, and explore it so that it could, ace your business as well. Thank you so much, Ma'am Elsa, for that. That is very profound. So finally, we have just 1 minute to one. I think we've really done a lot here, and I've been blessed. I've been blessed, literally. So one last question I would ask is, what book or podcast or whatever TEDx talk or whatever you just have that you can recommend to digital entrepreneurs today?
So I can that question.
Okay. Um, I said, what book or podcast would you like to recommend to digital entrepreneurs today?
And so it's just money. Two books. Those two books, the money is an internal concept. As far as it's something that if you know how to use it, understand it deeply, you'll always be able to make it, manipulate it, make it work for you. So books on money, basically. But those two, you can start with those two, Richest Man in Babylon and Psychology of Money. Those two books will really deepen your understanding of money, how to make it, how to use it. And yeah.
Wow, wow. Thank you. Please, if you are still on this call, let me see your virtual class, please, because this has been a lot. It's not easy to come up here, answer questions, sit on the hot seats, and share your experience. I've learned a lot, a lot. Thank you so much. Even things that we know, but we are not taking much cognizance of, things that we are shying away from. She has been able to spell them out to us and even give us tips on how to do better. Thank you so much, Ma'am Elsa, for this session. I am truly, truly blessed. So, conclusively, we've come to the end of the session for today at Newton Academy. So, Newton Academy's program is here to help you become strategy savvy. Our mission goes beyond teaching how to skill. The how to is not just about how to be a writer or that. We are raising digital leaders who can think, who can create, and who can drive results. And I'm sure that you've been able to learn through this session. And finally, I just want you to um, have the mindset to change and the mindset of doing that, beyond just learning, beyond reading books, beyond watching videos, beyond any other thing. You want to do what you've learned today and anywhere else. Be Oliver Twist. Don't just learn from one place and settle. Continue to learn more and dig deeper and focus on one thing, be known for something. And I'm sure that you're going to thrive in your business by God's grace. Thank you so much for joining. I don't know if Odoye has anything more to say. We have come to the end of our session today. Thank you all for joining. If you have questions, please do raise your hand and we'll be glad to I'm sure Ma'am Elsa is still here. Should be glad to do justice to that. If you have questions and if you just want to say thank you to her, please you can unmute and thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for the knowledge. We learned a lot. Like I learned a lot from this thing. So if anyone asks question, please, this is the opportunity for you to ask now. How to use digital tools. We've learned about that. Okay, I can see Richard. Richard, you can unmute your mic and ask your question. Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon, madam. Thank you so much for your session. It's really mind-blowing. Even me being a sales guy, I've learned so much from your session on monetizing your skill. So for those, especially for those starting out, this is where my question is being directed. So let's assume someone just started in the digital space, right? He has a digital skill or he has a tech skill, or he has something he can offer, he has a value, and he's just starting out, zero audience, zero connection, zero network. Where should that person start from in terms of monetizing the skill? Okay, and also starting out and you have the credibility, but you don't have the necessary, okay, how I put it, you don't have the tools, okay, for example, portfolio or something. How can you still stand out? But you know what you're doing, but you don't have this necessary credibility to show for what you have done in the past or for your experience, because you don't have working experience, but you are knowledgeable in what you are doing. I don't know if you get the question. Thanks so much, man.
Okay, so I'll start with the second question. You know what you're doing. You know you have the skills, you know you have the talents, but you don't have anything to show for it. I have a friend that she asked ChatGPT to employ her. So every week she tells ChatGPT, give assuming you feed it information, of course, assuming you work with social company, this give me a task in line with my skills to execute and submit to your company or to your brand or whatever. And the AI will cook up creative things for you to do. And you can use it's free work, but you're not working for somebody. In case you don't want to volunteer at a real company in the fear of being taken advantage of or whatever, this is literally AI. They are not going to do anything with your work, right? So you can execute, you can give yourself personal projects and add it to your portfolio. You can also volunteer your services at non-profits. Church is a good place to start, or religious organizations, because they make use of a lot of tech these days, especially maybe if you're into something like video editing or so many things, right? You can volunteer at these places and add it to your portfolio so that when somebody says, oh, let me see the website you've built, you can say, okay, this is the personal project I undertook for a friend of mine, this thing I did for my church, etc. You're not just coming to say, oh, I know I can do it, I don't have anything to show for it, right? You can also gift someone something. Like maybe there's somebody you really admire that has the network they're trying to get into. You can gift that. It can look at it as a. Since you don't have money to offer the person, you can offer value to that person so that they can see the value you have to offer, and then you can get more opportunities from there. Then for someone that doesn't have any network, any money, they don't have anything, and they're just starting, one thing you will have is community. You have friends. You went to school with somebody. You go to church with somebody. You have neighbors. They share something somewhere. And let's assume you don't have any of those things. Every week in Lagos or there are networking events. If you scroll on LinkedIn or even here, you are here today. This is a networking event. From here, as you ask, maybe you ask an intelligent question or you pitch yourself to one of your colleagues on the call, you are building your network, you are building your community. And then lastly, you have social media. Even if you don't know anybody, I've seen people with 10 followers have 1,000 views on TikTok. You don't know them, but if 1,000 people were to sit in front of you right now, you will notice that that's a lot of people. So social media is something that you can really, really leverage on, even if you don't know anything or have anybody. So yeah. I'm glad I was able to answer
Uh,
that question.
oh, thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for answering the question. And I'm sure that from this webinar, we've learned how to start a digital business, even if you don't have any capital, even if you have no knowledge about it from the start. We've learned how to start a digital business from this webinar. So if anyone has any question to ask, okay, I can see that no one is raising hands. So thank you so much, Miss Elsa. Can we appreciate Miss Elsa again with our virtual emoji? Okay, thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for honoring our invite. Thank you for honoring our invite. We appreciate that a lot. All right, everyone. Thanks to everyone.
Sorry, Adrayo. Please, let's do well to follow Mom Elsa on our Instagram page, on any of our social media. She's Elsa Lagos. Just search Elsa Lagos, follow her, and appreciate her. If you have other questions to ask her one-on-one, reach out to her. I'm sure she'll be more glad to answer you. Thank you.